Today I decided to take a detour from the book, from the 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, and actually teach you something that I think is more valuable. It still has to do with comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone is today. But I will make two videos because I think that I'm detouring from what Jordan Peterson is teaching, and I'm teaching something that I think is more valuable. One of the problems that I see today with a lot of people and young people, especially, I see it around everywhere, is that we scroll a lot in social media. We're always scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling on social media. And this rule says to compare yourself to who you were yesterday. But we usually compare ourselves to who someone is today. We usually look up to someone on social media and we feel jealous when they have fame, they have power, or maybe they have something that you don't. So I'm a musician, right? And I compare myself a lot with these people on Instagram playing guitar better than me. And it makes me feel awful. And this is something that I wish I could change 2 years ago when I felt so depressed all the time because I thought I was a talentless leech. I thought that I felt so worthless all the time when I looked at these people online. So I want you to not make this mistake. I'm teaching you to be better than this, to not compare yourself to who someone is today. I was always feeling nihilistic and I had low self-esteem and my confidence was really low because I just didn't think I was good enough. I was worthy because I saw these people on social media better than me. So social media is a problem today. It connects us to 7 billion people. And that's a problem because in ancient times there was only few people to compete with, but now there's so much competition. And Jordan Peterson says that you could be a really good cook, but there's many great chefs and everything's so expandable today because there's so many people that if you have a skill, it's nothing compared to them and it feels like nothing. So I want you to not compare yourself to other people. And competition is different from what it used to be, but competition's also important, right? We need competition because we're men, we want to compete and we want to demonstrate our skills. But envying people online is not gonna change. It's not gonna do you any good. So social media is something that's bad for you. And you probably right now have an addiction and you're scrolling every day, every day, every day. Me personally, I had this problem. I will wake up every morning and the first thing I did was grab my phone and scroll on social media. And it was 2 hours scrolling on social media. And then you know what? I just couldn't get myself off the bed and do something productive. So I just scroll some more, and waste more hours. So today I'm gonna teach you some steps to quitting social media. But the first thing is that quitting, I think, is the wrong word. Because if you quit, what quitting means is basically quitting something forever in your life. And that is wrong because you will not quit that easily. Because we are looking for dopamine. And your dopamine receptors are probably fucked today. If you're young like me, generally, every person I see that is my age is just scrolling on YouTube with this posture like this. Remember when we talked about postures? And they're always slumped like this, looking at their phone, having. So every morning when I used to go to school, I used to see this kid on a bench, and he had items from school, right? You will get like this breakfast or something. You will get a bag from the lunch ladies. And he had all sugary cereals, all sugary juice, and bullshit like that. Things that are not good for you, they're bad foods for you. They have so much sugar, refined sugar. And he was like this, slumped, looking at his phone with sugar on his right, drinking sugar while looking at a girl shaking her ass on TikTok. So if this is what you want, if you want to be like that guy I saw every morning, eating bullshit and scrolling on social media looking at girls, go ahead. You can click off this video right now. But if you want to improve, I say it will be worth of you to just watch this video, sit down, and do nothing else. Stop scrolling and looking at the comments, because your attention span is probably fucked, because it's not even your fault, because today we have so many problems and young people are just conditioned to look at their phones because so many parents just don't care and give phone to their child when they're children, when they're 5-year-old, when they're young. It's like, here you go, son, so you don't bother me anymore. And then we end up like this, depressed, even suicidal. So Jordan Peterson actually explains what happens when we compare ourselves to someone else. And it starts by picking something that they have. It selects something that another person has, like it might be fame, power, money, that you want, right? You want these things. If you're saying, "No, I don't want to have money. I don't want to have fame," you probably do, but you're just afraid to admit it. Because I used to be like this. I'm just saying all of this because I used to be like this. Genuinely, I used to be like this. I used to scroll every day. I don't know if you understand, but right now, I'm teaching you these things because I want you to be better than me. I want you to genuinely improve and find the real happiness. So, coming back to what Jordan wrote on his book, he actually teaches us that the internal critic is like a judicial, I don't know if I said that right, judicial internal critic that we always have inside of us. So it picks something from another person that they have, fame, power, I already said that. And then it acts like it's the only thing important. That's the only thing that matters. And it can take it a step further. It can actually take it as proof that the world is just unfair. I will give you some steps. This is a guide right now for quitting social media. But you will have to focus on this video or it will not work. You have to stop scrolling. So the first step is to make a realistic goal. So write it down, journal, and write down that you have an addiction, that you want to quit this addiction. Write it down, how you feel, because thinking about it won't change anything. You have to write it down. So right now, grab a blank piece of paper or a notebook, and I will write it with you. I will literally journal this. So I will teach you. I know you have some excuses right now and you don't want to do it, But if you want this video to help, do it right now. Okay. Now that you write that you actually have this thing that you want to quit. Well, quitting is the wrong word, but we'll just quit. So you have this thing and you can look at it and create a realistic goal. And that's going to be the first step of this guide. Now, the second thing is actually writing the realistic goal, because quitting, you know you will not quit that easily. So we usually think, this is the second step that I'm going to teach you in a minute. We usually think that we can go 1,000 miles without practice when we're quitting a habit. And that's why a lot of people fail today, because they think they can actually do this and not fail. Because you probably will fail. It takes a lot of time to destroy a habit, destroy a bad habit. So it will take you some time. So with like any type of addiction, we usually think that we will quit instantly, that everything works like that, and it will not. Addictions are really hard to break because it's a habit. You keep doing it, essentially, and the body gets used to doing that, and your mind gets used to it, and your dopamine receptors are really fucked because of this. That's why sometimes when you are in a family moment, you can't even laugh. You generally don't even feel happy when you should, because your dopamine receptors are fucked. And that used to be me. I want you to get off this chasm and improve your life. I genuinely do, because I used to be like this. I used to be with my family, going out, and I will not even feel happy, bro. I'm telling you, like, it used to be so sad. So, a problem that people face when they're reducing and actually creating a realistic goal, right? You wrote your realistic goal and you said, I'm going to reduce my 8 hours that I do today, or usually do 8 hours of scrolling. I will reduce them to 4, right? That's a realistic goal. Or maybe try to go a week without it. And then use it less, and you will feel like you actually don't need this thing. In a month or two, you will see, oh, I actually haven't scrolled in social media for a month. So, a problem that people face is that, what do you do with your free time? Because you will feel bored when you actually start making progress, and you will have some more free time that you usually have, because you're quitting this habit and you have more free time to make other habits. So I'd say make some more productive habits, maybe work out, read, and actually use your phone instead of scrolling all the day. Look at educational content, or go read a book. These things, you can use your phone for it. And you're using it in the wrong way. You're using your phone in the wrong way. It's a tool. Right now, this is a tool that you could be using to improve your life. You could be watching something that changes your life, but you decide to scroll every day and every time. And if you feel bored, you can actually go and do that. Like, oh, sweet. Well, I have more time right now. I can be more productive, consume quality content that will make you a better person. And that's actually what helped me change. When I started to quit social media, I found myself with all this free time. I didn't know what to do. But I started reading books, journaling, and doing things that are genuinely better for you. That's how you replace these habits. Now, think about it. Think about what's best for you. Do you think watching memes and laughing now and then and watching girls on TikTok shake their ass, do you think that that's better than what you could be? You genuinely could be someone so productive and you can change lives. Now, to resume this second step, because it's taken me a while, the point is to make a realistic goal instead of an unrealistic goal. Because if it makes you upset to not being able to achieve this unrealistic goal, you will go back to scrolling because you will feel upset and indulge more into scrolling. So make a realistic goal instead of an unrealistic. Now I'm going to talk about a problem. Deleting your apps in your phone that you use to scroll and watch social media is not going to help you. It doesn't matter if you delete these apps because you will install them later on. It doesn't matter if you delete them. Actually, don't delete. I want you to not delete them. Have them in front of your face. Look at these apps and say, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to scroll on social media. You have to have it in front of you so you can have the self-control to say, I'm not going to do this. And if you find yourself scrolling on social media, I'm going to give you a tool to create a notion of time to say, this is too much scrolling. I'm going off this. Now, the third step. The third step is actually a tool, the tool that I mentioned, and I will give you some other tools too. So meditation will help you achieve self-awareness. And you ask, why do we need self-awareness? Well, we need self-awareness to practice and clear your head of these thoughts that you're going to get when you are trying to quit this bad habit of yours or quitting social media. So meditation will lead to this. It has so many benefits. You can look it up and do your research. But the reason why we want meditation is because it makes you able to control yourself, and because it makes you focus on your task or your work. And it's generally such an important tool that I'm going to give you for life, for anything that you want to achieve, not only on addictions. So we want to start meditating because it will give you self-control and self-awareness. Generally, if you do this, if you start to meditate, it will help you so much to quit this bad habit of yours, and it will clear your thoughts. I personally meditate 13 minutes every morning. You don't have to be that extreme. You can start small. You can actually just meditate 5 minutes a day or maybe 3 minutes a day. But the thing is to start this habit, because it will give you the self-awareness you need to break addictions. Now, you might not know how to start meditation or how to go about it. So I will teach you steps how to start meditating and the correct way to do it. Because I do believe that some people think that they know what meditation actually means, but they don't use the right steps. And I call this meditation the defocused focus meditation. And that sounds, what do you mean by that? So what I mean is that the first step to enter this state of meditation It's going to be focused on a thought. Like right now, let's practice this. Right now, close your eyes and start breathing. Focus on your breathing. And then the second step is to defocus from your breathing and let your mind wander. So it will be thinking about chores or another thing. And then the third step is going to be to realize that you are actually wandering and that you are no longer aware of the breathing that you were initially thinking about. So the fourth step, you go back to that original thought of breathing. And that will help you so much with addictions. I generally think that if you start this habit, you will be so much powerful mentally, and it's like a rep for your mind. It's literally, you're exercising your mind by doing this. So I recommend this a lot for you. Now, the fourth step will be replacing your routine and exactly the same time. So we actually talked about how we're going to replace these habits by something more productive, right? But we will do it now at the same time that we usually scroll. So journal the time that you usually scroll social media. And then at that same time, replace these habits with something more productive. And that's how I got myself to stop scrolling. And then Now the fifth step is know that you will probably fail, and you have to acknowledge that you will actually fail sometime. But the thing is not to get upset and to keep trying it. And journal everything that you will feel on this journey, because if you're genuinely improving your life, this is a journey. So write down how you feel in this process. Write down everything, because that will help you organize your thoughts. That's all I got for today. So I hope this video was valuable for you and that you actually learned something today. And I genuinely feel that I wish somebody told me this. So, well, keep improving.